which is essentially rebooting it.
Right, right. Yep, thanks.
Yeah, I have the reverse problem. I have a Vizio, so-called smart TV, and it won't turn off. I turn it off with the remote, and it turns itself back on. I've gone into the settings and tried to do it. I've pulled the plug and rebooted, and I said, "Yeah, it's turned off." And I sit there, and all of a sudden, boop, there's the screen back on again.
You cannot turn your TV. You cannot turn your TV. I'm sorry, I stepped on somebody here. You cannot turn
with my Vizio.
Yeah, you cannot turn a TV off from your remote. It only puts it to sleep, and
Right.
yours doesn't sleep well.
Just like me.
But you would have to do the same thing. Either get an extension with a switch on it, or if you've got Miss A or the Google Home or whatever, put a plug on there, and you can get the plugs for about $35 now, and just automatically turn it off and turn it on when you need to.
Okay.
I just bought a smart extension that has 3 controllable switches on it, and that was just over $20.
Yeah, I showed that at one of the recent.
Yep.
What did they call it? A smart extension or?
Yeah, this one has both surge protection and 3 smart plugs.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what the name of mine is. Hang on a second.
Also, if an HDMI device is plugged in there, that device might be turning the TV back on.
What kind of device?
HDMI, are you using one of the HDMI ports on the TV?
Yeah. I'm running it from a cable box.
Mine is by Westinghouse. There's the remote, and it's really nice because it has the on and off buttons, so that it's positive. It's not a toggle where you're not sure. And there's 3 of these remotes, like Bob was saying.
Yeah, mine works through Wi-Fi, so I can actually shut it off using Miss A or Mr. G.
Yeah, and I demonstrated one too. I'll go find the link to it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, Bill. Unmute yourself. Bill, unmute yourself. Hit the space bar. Space bar not working.
It might be in his computer.
Is that working?
It is.
Yes.
We can hear you. Hello.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to tell Jim G that we have 2 Vizio sets, and they'll sporadically turn on at like 2:30 in the morning. And it's kind of unnerving, so the switch is a good idea. And also, I was wondering if the fellow that said something about the HDMI, if that has something to do with it.
Not sure.
No, the HDMI is for controlling other devices. Like I have my TV connected to a stereo control center, and I forget the letters after the HDMI, but it's a 2-way bus.
Yeah, well, mine's on. As I have a Spectrum cable box, and that's always on. And the TV's connected to that via the HDMI cord.
We have 1 minute left. Sorry, fellas. Sorry, everyone. We have 1 minute left till we start the show. We have a huge show for you today. We will be starting very soon. So we'll probably hold off on the questions now and get ready just to start. Thanks everyone for coming. We've got about 83 people here today. people are starting to travel and move around a bit. So that's, although we have some over on the streaming now that I remembered to turn it on. All right, 9 o'clock. Let's start the move. You okay, Bob?
Let her
Everybody's in?
fly. Yep.
Let her fly. Okay. We will mute all. And then we are going to share our screen.
No sound.
You know,
Sounds not on.
Sound is not on.
I know. Hold on here.
Sound is low.
Yeah, the sound is not on. You would think after I'd done this 100 times that it would work. Tech for Seniors, episode 65. This is June the 21st, 2021. Thank you everyone for coming. We have about 85 people on our Zoom feed and a whole bunch more over on our YouTube feed. So thanks everyone for coming. So we have two services running, and I just wanted to explain how both services work. For those of you in our Zoom meeting, we will have the meeting for about an hour, and then we move into our question and answer part of it, and we'll go on for about 20 minutes there. For those of you over on our live stream feed that's feeding over onto YouTube, we'll be closing the program just before our music segment, which of course is with Ray Baxter. And so we'll be closing that just prior to usually about 10 minutes to the top of the hour. If you want to come over to our Zoom meeting, then please just you can just click the link and we'll let you in, and then you can we'll do our question and answer segment. Again, thank you so much for coming and listening to us. We certainly get our enthusiasm from you guys and for everybody that's there. We have some big news today for you. Lots of exciting news. As you know, we also broadcast on Thursday. We have a live, our live. It's called Tech for Senior Live, and we talk about all the current articles that we post to our Facebook page. Last week we had, of course, you all know Bill James. Bill is the gadget guy, and we had him on, and he was talking all about the gadgets. We had an enormous pouring out of people watching that, and it was a very successful show. So we got together and made Bill a proposal, and he's agreed. Here's the big announcement this week. Bill has agreed to join the staff at Tech for Senior. So let's give him a big round of applause. Bill now is going to be with us at Tech for Senior. I think most of you know Bill, and he will be initially what his plan we are going to use is that Hewie's away on the third Thursday of the month, and so Bill will be replacing Hewie for that third Thursday, and for our Tech for Senior Live segment, and then as the year goes by, I'm sure that he always has lots to talk about. So I'm sure Bill will be doing some sessions on our Monday show. So thank you so much for Bill, and welcome on board. Where are you? Can you wave for us there? Yeah, there you are. He's got a big smile on his face. There you go. Hey, I didn't tell you that it's all volunteer. There's no money involved. All right. Now, thank you for, I want to thank two people for their very generous donation to our coffee fund, Carlene Berger and Jerome Rogan. Thank you so much for your donations, very generous donations for our coffee fund. Hewie, where are you?
Yes.
Where are you? What's happening?
I'm
on
right here. Just
what's
look for the braid shirt.
Yeah, the bright shirt. What's happening on Thursday?
Thursday. We got all kinds of things from, this is now Eastern time, not Pacific time. So sorry about that, but Eastern time, just before we do anything, from 11 to 12, Microsoft's got an announcement they're going to make, and we're all excited about what it's going to be, and everybody's kind of guessing. And then from 12 to 1, we do the Tech for Senior Live, where we just chat, and we'll probably be talking about a lot of what Microsoft talks about. And then at 2 o'clock, this is the fourth Thursday, so we have learning Chromebooks. And so we're going to just have a very busy day on Thursday.
You got it. You got it. And Bob, New Mexico, gadgets. What's going on with you? Are you buying stuff on, today is Prime Day, and today and tomorrow is Prime Day, right? Have you?
I already bought them out. I have nothing else left to buy on Amazon.
Hey, I got to tell you guys, I'm sorry. I got to apologize to Hewie and Bob. They both have not been able to sleep this week. They're all trying to find out this new gadget that I bought. I'm doing the big reveal today of this gadget, and it will be at the end of our segment today, but stick around because they can't sleep. They're having all sorts of problems. They are so excited about this. You wait to see what I got. You'll be really good.
Between Bob and I, we bought every gadget there was on Amazon, just so maybe we might have it.
Exactly. Well, I don't think you got this one. This is cool. And something that
Okay.
everyone can use. It's something everyone can use. Unlike VR headsets, something everyone can use. So it'd be cool. Dewey, you're doing okay?
I'm doing just fine.
You're going to tell us about your new bar. Are you going to do us a segment on your new barbecue when you get it?
Well, I've thought about that, but that's a little bit far from tech, unless.
That's a high tech. Don't tell everyone. We were talking about it before the show started. Huey's going to do this. He's getting this high tech. This is really cool. I think you should do a segment on it.
Well, I might consider doing it. I'm studying it to death, which is usual for me.
All right. Excellent. Thanks. And we normally would have Ray on the line, but as you know from our pre-segment talk, of course, Ray is in New Mexico waiting the outcome of the fire. So this is a stressful time for him. So Ray, if you are listening, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and hopefully things will work out for you. What happened? Please subscribe to our newsletter. If you haven't, it comes out on Tuesday and Saturday, and I'll be talking about something new we've added into the newsletter this a little bit later. So please do that. What happened a year ago? Episode 13 on June the 22nd was 1 year ago. I did a segment on finding past episodes of Tech for Senior, which was sort of interesting. We've actually done a couple of videos on that. So we did one on that. And Hewie did, do you remember the one you did on how to make a playlist? I thought that was great.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, you did how to make a playlist. And Dewey started to come into the scene then. I asked Dewey earlier today, I said, when did you officially come on board with Tech for Senior? And he's going to look it up, but it was either this episode. I don't think it was this episode. I think it was one of the next two episodes, and we'll talk about that. And again, we've already thanked Ellen for doing the indexing and so on for our shows. Bob, are you ready to roll?
I am, and this time I'm going to make sure Share Sound
Share
is
that
actually
darn sound.
on. Yep. Let's make this bigger and let her fly. Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending June 18th, 2021. iOS 15 helps normalize digital IDs. When Apple releases iOS 15 this fall, iPhone users will find something new. A designated space in Apple Wallet where they can store their state ID or driver's license along with their credit cards. Some U.S. states have already begun to develop the infrastructure for digital IDs, but even states that allow digital driver's licenses require users to keep their physical licenses on them as well. The TSA is working to enable airport security checkpoints as the first place you can use your digital ID, said Jennifer Bailey, Vice President of Wallet and Apple Pay. Apple did not release specifics, however, as to whether the digital ID protocol will adhere to any existing standards, such as the one drafted by the International Organization for Standardization. Whether we like it or not, our life is becoming more digital every day, and having official digital ID is something that is coming, said Avast researcher Louis Carones. It will depend on each country's regulations, of course, but we can already see the trend. The European Union is working on the European Digital Identity, which allows every eligible person to have a national ID card that is recognized anywhere in the EU. Operated via digital wallets available on mobile phone apps and other devices. But one thing to keep in mind is that we still need to see what security measures will be put in place, as this will probably become the new attack vector. Check out Wired for more on this story. Google adds several safety updates to Android. Android 6.0 got 6 updates this week, all pertaining to safety and security. One update is the Android Earthquake Alert system, rolling out to 7 more countries, including Turkey and the Philippines. The free system gives people in affected areas a bit of advanced warning, mere seconds though, that an earthquake is going to strike. Another security update is gaze detection on voice access, which is where the device ensures you are looking at it while giving a command before it follows that command. Read more about the new features on the Google blog. Paradise ransomware source code released. The source code of a strain of ransomware that has not been very active since January 2020 has been published on a hacker forum for any would-be ransomers to use. The Paradise ransomware code was posted to the hacking forum XSS and can only be accessed by active users on the site. Bleeping Computer reported that the code, when compiled, creates 3 executables: a ransomware configuration builder, an encryptor, and a decryptor. Paradise ransomware uses RSA, a very strong encryption, and threat actors can easily modify the source code to create their own customized version of the ransomware. A single CDN error took down websites across the globe. Last week, Content Distribution Network, CDN, Fastly experienced a configuration error which caused some major websites, such as Twitch and Reddit, to go down globally for almost an hour. CDNs are services designed to speed up internet access by storing local versions of websites in close proximity to major population centers. That way, if someone wanted to read a newspaper from another country, they would not have to route through thousands of miles of subsea cables before arriving at the content. The configuration error and ensuing internet blackout incident has put into focus just how truly fragile the internet infrastructure is. For more, see the face. Windows 11 or not? Rumors are all over the internet. There's even an unofficial download available. There's currently more hype about Windows 11 than there was about Windows 10 when it was first announced. As a Windows insider, many of the features shown are very similar to improvements and enhancements promised for Windows 10 21H2, due to be released this fall. You know what they say about curiosity. Please don't give up one of your 9 lives just to test this unofficial release. Microsoft will be holding their big event on 6/24/2021, which is only a few days away. Wait for the official announcement. If you're interested in watching the event, follow the link listed below. Apple bans hookup apps, but not dating apps. To clarify what it meant last week when Apple announced it would soon be banning hookup apps from its App Store, an announcement that sparked much grumbling on social media. A spokesperson told The Guardian that the statement pertained to overly sexual and pornographic material and not dating apps. Some users feared Apple was referring to Grindr or Scuff in the initial announcement, dating apps that cater to the LGBTQIA+ community. The company did not specify which apps would be affected, but it did define rejectionable content as explicit descriptions or displays of sexual organs or activities intended to stimulate erotic rather than aesthetic or emotional feelings. Am I really blushing? How to protect children from online predators. Platforms on which strangers can make contact can potentially be used for online grooming of children, especially if the platform is one that parents don't understand themselves. Online grooming of children by sexual predators is a topic that people hate to think, much less talk about. For a parent, the idea of an invisible predator lurking in the places their children are supposed to be safe can feel terrifying to the point of overwhelming. But in order to keep kids safe online, it's essential that parents start explaining online grooming early and repeating the conversation often. To learn more about protecting our children, please read the excellent article by Emma McGowan. Follow the link below. That wraps up this week's edition of the Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bob. Great news as always. Just to let everyone know, next week we're going to do a big segment on ransomware. So please stay tuned to that. Bob has done an excellent job in producing a show, and will be mostly on security next week, and that will be on ransomware. So stay tuned for next week. Now, Dewey, we'll get to Dewey's segment, Dewey's Tech Talk. Let's see what Dewey has to say today.
Good morning, friends. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is what's available in streaming devices. Last July, when I was invited to be a staff member at TFS, co-host Ron Brown dubbed me as the streaming senior. Interestingly, though, I've done about 40 presentations to date. Only 3 have been on the subject of streaming TV. With bargains galore abounding at Amazon, Walmart, and Target today and tomorrow, it's Prime Days, I decided to revisit streaming live TV with a focus today on streaming devices. I'll plan on talking about streaming services next week. The current July issue of Consumer Reports magazine reported that they're now testing streaming media devices, giving the top score to the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro and naming the Roku Ultra 2020 as a best value choice. As an inveterate cheapskate, I admit to not having paid much attention to the NVIDIA Shield streamers. They're expensive, and I've been content to spend closer to $50 for a Roku or a Fire TV streamer. By the way, I always choose the 4K version for superior video quality and to future-proof my purchase. I also admit that I've long admired Apple users who unabashedly drop around $200 or so for their super elegant Apple TV streaming devices. Also, I've recently come to realize that NVIDIA Shield streamers are equally elegant streaming devices in the Google ecosystem. In 2021, Apple TV introduced a new 4K model with HDR and an upgraded metal-clad Siri remote that offers clear improvements in video quality and processing speed. You'll find up to 20% or more off in savings on some of these Apple TV models at Prime Days or on the Prime Days. Regarding the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro and its less expensive sidekick, the NVIDIA Shield TV 4K HDR, I haven't yet seen any Prime Day discounts on these models. It might be noted that the NVIDIA Shield streamers are favored by most gamers above all other streamers. Changing the subject now, ReviewGeek.com reports that YouTube TV is offering TiVo Stream 4K and Chromecast devices free to selected customers. Speculation is that may have something to do with that ongoing dispute between Roku and Google. CNET.com recently published an article entitled Best Streaming Devices in 2021, in which their editors named the best streaming devices in various named categories. The best streaming unit overall was declared to be the Roku Express 4K Plus. At $40, it's $10 cheaper than the popular Roku Streaming Stick Plus 4K, I should have said, yet has comparable capabilities. The next best streamer overall, according to CNET.com, is Chromecast with Google TV. Its biggest strength, they say, is the Google Assistant voice search. Regular price is $50, but you won't find this unit at Amazon now because of the contentious relationship between Google and Amazon. It's available at stores like Target and Best Buy, and of course from Google. It's important to understand that you can only use the new Chromecast to cast from the latest version of a Chromecast-enabled app or a Chrome browser on any device connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your Google TV. Maybe read that sentence over again quickly. It's a little complex. Google TV is effectively a makeover of Android TV with Google's name on it. It integrates really well with other Google services like Photos and supports nearly all major streaming apps. I'll have more information on Google TV next week. The third best streamer overall listed is the Roku Streaming Stick Plus 4K. Though the basic design is 3 years old, its updated features include voice search, TV on and off, volume control, and mute. I have 3 of these streamers and I really like them. Amazon and other marketers currently have them on sale now for $39. It's a bargain at any price. CNET.com says the best streamer for Apple fans is, surprise, surprise, the Apple TV 4K 2021 version I've spoken about earlier. It's loaded with features and great for people who want to remain in the Apple ecosystem. Regular price is $199, but its Prime Day price at Amazon at this writing is $170. Best for gamers is the category name CNET.com chose for the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro and less expensive NVIDIA Shield TV 4K HDR. I mentioned both earlier. The Pro model costs $50 more, but includes a game controller. For folks in the Google ecosystem, these devices leave little to be desired. The 4K HDR unit is pictured at the right. The best budget streamer is the Amazon Fire TV Stick Lite. Though this streaming stick lacks 4K, it does have the voice search and other features not found on the pricier Roku Express 4K Plus. To its credit, the remote doesn't need line of sight to operate. In what sounds like a contrived category, best for convenience and wired streaming. Is the Roku Ultra. Though a little more spendy at $69, it has Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, a headphone jack, programmable shortcut keys on the remote, a remote finder, and a wired Ethernet port. Quite a unit. Designated as the best 4K streamer for Amazon fans is the very popular Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Like the Amazon Fire Stick Lite, it bakes Alexa right into the remote control. With a massive selection of Amazon content, as well as Dolby Vision and HDR, it remains an excellent choice. The final streamer we'll look at is the Roku Stream Bar, a relatively recent Roku product. It's a 2.0 channel soundbar with side-firing wide speakers, and its streaming capabilities are equivalent to the Roku Streaming Stick Plus 4K. That's the one I have. It's $130 at Amazon Prime, but currently on sale for $99. And I think that's a bargain. Well, that wraps up this review of the most highly recommended streaming devices you can buy, especially on this Amazon Prime kickoff day or whenever. If you happen to be one of those rare techie type persons who hasn't yet ventured into streaming live or pre-recorded TV, I really hope you'll live it up and take the leap. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today, and I am really sticking with it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Dewey. I guess now everyone needs to get out and spend some money on Amazon the next couple of days. If you don't stream, or you're not a streaming person to stream TV, particularly from YouTube, we've talked about this a lot over the past year, and it is most of the TV that I watch. So I would encourage you to do so. Now, I wanted to just share my screen again, and I wanted to talk to you just briefly on Ray's music. And let me just, if Ray's watching, it's too bad he isn't here today, but let me just share my screen again. And I'm just going to share this with you. I'm going to bring you to the newsletter that's coming out tomorrow. And I wanted to show you this article. And this is about, of course, Ray's segment. You know, I put Ray's, the information he gives me, and it goes into a segment. But what we've done, or I've done, is we've made a playlist of all Ray's tunes for the past 50 recommended music segments he's done. We've put these all together in a playlist, and you'll see the playlist is here, and you can simply click this link and it will save it to your playlist. It'll save it to your to YouTube for you, and you can use this either on your portable device, your phone, or save it onto your computer. The playlist contains all 50 songs that Ray has recommended. So all the songs at the end of our show where you're doing the toe tapping, and there's such great shows, you can listen to them all now as part free of charge, and it's a playlist, and all you have to do is click on this and save the playlist. If you have it on your phone and you're out gardening or doing something, there's over 3 hours of music on there. So it is streaming. You're not downloading it onto it, you're streaming it, but YouTube will keep playing those segments, and it will go through all 50 episodes. Now, all you have to do is just save it once, because I will be adding each week when a new segment comes on, I'll automatically add it for you. And so you'll always have, once you have this playlist, you will automatically have the list of all the songs. So I just thought I would share that with you, and that will be out in tomorrow's newsletter. I wanted just to share with you Saturday's newsletter. For those of you who looked at the last Saturdays, you will find over the past year, we've done a lot of videos on how to find things and how to do things within Tech for Senior. And you'll see here on the Saturday newsletter, you'll see links to all of the videos Hewie and I have made on finding your way around Tech for Seniors, searching our index, finding past episodes, watching TFS on YouTube, and TF the live stream explained. So we have a lot of informational videos that are out, and the links are all there in our Saturday's newsletter. So again, thank you, Ray, for doing this, and thank you for all your songs. And we can just sit back and listen to them now, and it'll be great. All right, so that I just want to let everybody know about that. Hewie, are you ready to roll?
I certainly am. I have to share my screen, share the sound,
Good. Thank you.
bring this up, and I'm ready to go. This is a Windows 11 preview special for Tech for Seniors. I'm Hewie Poplock. On June 24th, Microsoft is having a special preview of what's next for Windows. But this past week, there have been a lot of leaks of what might be coming on June 24th, just a few days away. Let's see what is being shown as part of that leak. This is an installation of the Windows 11, or at least that's what they're calling it. It'll ask about which keyboard layout you want. Ask you if you have a second keyboard. It checks for updates. It wants to know how you want to set up the device for personal use or work or school. And then you have to sign in with your Microsoft account. It is possible to sign in without a Microsoft account, and you do it with an offline account. It then starts the install. It asks you to create a PIN. So you set up a PIN. It says, do you want to restore from a previous version of Windows, or do you want to set up a new device? You then choose some privacy settings. This is the top of the screen, and as you scroll down, there are some more choices. And then it wants to customize your experience by you checking off certain things that you do on the computer. Do you do gaming, creativity, family, schoolwork? And there are some others, and you can check them, and it will set things up a little bit uniquely to you based on what you check off in this screen. Then it asks about OneDrive and how you want to set it up. And it goes through, hi, things are getting ready for you. It takes a few minutes. And when it's done, it looks like this. They've changed the background, the theme, and when it starts, it only has two icons on the screen, the recycle bin and Microsoft Edge, its browser. This is the About screen to show you that it is Windows 11 and which build it is, and then the software license. This happened to be the Windows 11 Pro that was installed. Apparently, there are a bunch of choices when you're doing your install. Again, this is what it looks like. You look down at the bottom, you can see the taskbar has changed. It's in the center now. However, if you're one of those people who don't like change, you can change the taskbar to be on the left with the newly designed start button that looks like 4 blocks or a actual window. That will be in the left corner as it was before. When you click on the start button, you can see all apps, or you may see something like this at the bottom. Your search button will come up and look like this. So the search bar is not on the taskbar. Next to the search button is the new desktop. And you can have multiple desktops by pressing that button. Those you can see, you can have desktop 1, desktop 2. So you can have different choices. And this has been in Windows 10. You can have widgets, and this is the weather widget, but there are other widgets that you can install, and that's the widget button on your taskbar. Again, any of the icons on the taskbar can be removed or moved around on the taskbar. Here is the start screen, the new start screen. Notice the icons have changed. You have the pinned items at the top and then the recommended underneath. You don't have to have anything pinned if you don't want. And then you also have the All Apps button that gives you the list that you used to see on the left-hand side of your Start button. If you hold your mouse over the Maximize Minimize button, you'll have a choice on how you want to have your screen look for productivity. You're going to have side by side but not even. You're going to have two smaller windows with a larger window on the left, or you're going to have four small windows open. And you can set it up by clicking that, and then you click which box you want it to be, and that window will then be in that position. Here's what File Explorer looks like. It looks much the same, however, the icons have all changed. Here are your choices for the setting up of your multitasking window. Microsoft has a new storefront with a different look. You also have the ability to have a dark theme, so it's reversed. Instead of having a white background, you would have a black background. I don't prefer this. I prefer the white background. I think it's harder, number one, to see for me, and it's harder to use when you're demonstrating. There's folder options that you can change for either dark or light. And that's basically the preview that you're seeing. There's lots of videos, lots of talk about it. What are my conclusions? I personally don't think they're going to call it Windows 11. They kind of indicated that for a long time. The leaked version says Windows 11. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're going to call it Windows 10 21H2 and do the upgrade in the fall, or they may have it 22H1 in next spring, or they may give it a different name. They may just call it Windows and then call it 21H2 or 22H1. But I think they leaked this, and a lot of things have changed since that leak. But we'll see on the 24th, just a few days away. Thanks for joining. I'm Hewie Poplock.
Well, interesting times, eh? So we will, of course, be online, and we will have our Thursday morning show on for Tech for Senior Live. We'll have Bob, myself, and Hewie on, and we'll see if Hewie's prediction is correct. I think it's going to be Windows 11. I can't see them going with anything else, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see who's right. All right, now the time that you've all been waiting for. So I know that Hewie and Bob are on the edge of their seats. We will now reveal my latest gadget. No, it's gadget, but we'll see what you think. We will
Hurry up. Hurry up. I'm about to fall off the chair.
Don't you guys go to sleep now. All right. Let me share my screen. We will share it. And here we go. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. Today we're going to talk about mopping with the BravaJet 240. Now you remember the like and subscribe. If you like this video, please click the like. And if you want to see more like this, please subscribe. Let's get on with the show. Now, a goal at Tech for Seniors has always been to help seniors live independently. In order to do that, though, there are 4 things that must occur. First of all, you must have access to health care and be able to follow it. You need to do shopping and purchase food. You might want to watch the video, Let's Go Shopping, I've done. I'll leave a link up top. Also, you'll need to be able to perform personal care and, of course, clean your own home. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, what are some of the obstacles to keeping your house clean? Well, obviously, there's financial. Can you afford a housekeeper? Do you want the housekeeper in your home in this time of COVID? Do you trust that extra person? Maybe we can use technology to help keep your home clean. You may have mobility issues. You may not be able to get down and get the vacuum under the bed. What about problems with your vision? If you can't see, how do you know if things are clean? That can be very difficult. And oh my gosh, if you can't remember to do things because you're having a little trouble with your memory, that also can be a barrier to keeping your house clean. So can technology provide a solution for this dilemma? And let's have a look at that today. Now, in cleaning your house, there are two parts. Of course, you have carpet and you have floors which need to be vacuumed. This isn't really a video about vacuuming your home. Today I want to talk about washing the floors. Difficult task if you have to get down on your knees and wash them. So let's see if technology can help us. Now, the traditional way, and the one that we've always done, is we have a steam mop, as you can see on the right side. But today I want to look at some of the technologies that are available for you that will help you do this, such as the vacuums will. Now, yes, there are vacuums, robotic vacuums, that do both. They vacuum and they wash the floors. Pretty cool. But these are dual function machines, and they're often very expensive. And the reason for this is they require two extra features that robotic vacuums usually don't have, and that is they need a water reservoir, and then they need a mop attachment to be placed on the bottom of the machine. This adds complexity and often makes these devices over $1,000. So do you have to spend all that money, and does it work any better than a steam mop? Well, let's have a look at that. So the one I purchased was called the BravaJet 200 by iRobot. It was $170 US. Now, the BravaJet 200 is inexpensive, only cost $170. It has a precision spray and has 3 types of sweeping. It can do a wet, it can do a damp, or a dry sweep. And I'll explain that in just a minute. Now, where I got a lot of my information for this presentation was a YouTube site called Vacuum Wars. And this is an excellent site. They do quality testing, and they test a lot of vacuums and have standardized testing. And if you are interested in this area, I would encourage you to go to that site, and I'll leave a link in the show notes. Excellent, excellent presentations. They recommended that a single purpose unit works better, and that's the way I went. Rather than getting a vacuum mopping combination, they said it's cheaper and they work better and they're much simpler. Now, in the iRobot line, there are 2 models. There's the M240, and that's the $170 version. That's the one that I bought. And then there's the M6, which is $450. Now, what is the difference between the two? Well, functionally, they do essentially the same thing, but the M6 has more advanced navigation. It has LiDAR and more sensors on it. For a lot of reasons that we're going to talk about, that's really not necessary. And the $170 version cleans just as well. So their recommendation was buy the BravaJet 240, which I did. Now, let's look at the unit. First of all, this has a rechargeable battery, but it doesn't go back to the dock. So yes, you have to take the battery out. It clips in a charger and you charge it up. Lasts about an hour and a half, which is plenty. This unit then requires you to fill it with water. I would recommend using distilled water. It really doesn't take much water to fill it up. So distilled water would be the best. There are 3 cleaning pads that you can use with this mopping vacuum. On the left, you'll see what we call the wet. In the middle, you'll have the damp. And on the right side, you just have a dry duster. So on the left with the wet, there is 2 passes and 2 sprays of water. So the floor is much wetter. With the center one, there's 1 spray, not quite as wet, and there is no water with just the dusting. And you have your choice between these 3 pads. They're disposable and certainly interchangeable. Now, connecting the pads is easy. There's a cardboard plate on the back of them, and they are coated. So that's how the mop knows what it's going to do. And remember, you have 3 choices. You can use the wet mop, which of course has 2 passes with a spray, so it's wetter. Or you can use a damp mop. It has 1 pass with a spray. It's faster because it doesn't have to go over the same area twice. And then you just have the dry mop, which is like a duster. So that's easy to slide these on. They do make these in washable, reusable ones. So far, all as I have tested is the disposable ones, and they are about $1 a piece. Let's see how easy this is. You fill it up with water, put a pad on the bottom, and carry it to the floor with the handle, closing it. One push of the button to activate it, 1 push of the button to start it, then pick it up when it's finished. A unique feature and one that makes this unit so successful is the vibrating head. Watch the head of the mop again as I start it, and you'll be able to see the vibrating head. This makes the cleaning outstanding. So, what's my experience in the past 2 days? Well, my wife's delighted. I'm running around cleaning the bathroom floors. She couldn't be happier. Well, the first thing is the floors must be clean of debris, because remember, this is a mop. So it's just going to push large chunks of dirt around. So you probably should run a vacuum over the floors first. The second thing is this unit is extremely quiet. But it does take a lot of time. So in our large kitchen area, it would take about an hour to do. So it could be used very effectively running it overnight. You can't hear it. It's very, very quiet. And I think it would be a good thing. The smaller areas, such as the bathrooms, no problem. Just do it. It stops when it's finished. You can just take it and move it to another room. So it's great for bathrooms because it gets down and it cleans in smaller places. The physical size of this is actually quite a bit smaller than our iRobot vacuum. It's maybe about a half the size. So it gets in and around the toilet and cleans all the floor quite well. The pads, of course, are disposable. I've only tested the disposable pads, but you can buy reusable pads to be washed out and reused. The last thing is they do provide a cleaning solution. So far, I've used just distilled water in mine, but I've only had it for a few days. I have cleaning solution on the way, and we'll see if that makes a difference. But so far, I've been very happy with using the distilled water. I think this is an inexpensive way of keeping your floors clean and certainly will help seniors stay in their homes longer. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. Remember, click the like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video. All right. So, Bob, have you run out and did you order one already? You're muted.
I haven't bought that one, but I have been talking to my friends to find out whether or not they're going to come out with a mop.
Right. Wise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. One of the things I didn't mention, and I should have put it in the video, I'm sorry I didn't do this. They're between the M6 and the 240. The M6 is much larger. And if you had our house is a combination of mostly carpet, and of course the bathrooms and kitchen area are of course linoleum. So it does make it works well for us. But if you had a house really had no carpeting and you had it all hardwood floors or all tile, then it would take the 240 is too small. You'd really want the M6, which is bigger. One of the problems that one of the great things about the M6 is it has all this LiDAR and da 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 da. But one of the issues is these vacuums won't go on carpet, right? And so if you had it all programmed to go 2 rooms over to do the you had the M6 and you had it programmed to go two rooms over, but it was across carpet, it wouldn't do that. So the whole thing about this navigation thing isn't so big with the mopping part. But if you did have a whole house that had all, like I guess down in Arizona and maybe in New Mexico, like there's a lot of tile and hardwood and stuff like that, rather than carpeting. So then you probably would want the larger one. It just takes a lot less time. All right. We can certainly have questions about that. If you have any questions, we'll deal with them in the question and answer. I think it's a great product. As I said, my wife couldn't be happier. She's just happy. I'm running around cleaning the bathroom floor. You want your husband to get excited about cleaning the bathroom floor? Get one of the devices. Get one of the devices. She thinks it's great. So anyway, listen, we're going to stop the live stream now. We're going to move into Ray's segment. Ray, of course, isn't here. I'll be playing that, but I'm going to stop the live stream. For those of you who are over on our streaming service, thank you for coming. We'll see you the same time, same place. We have room over here on the Zoom meeting. If you want to pop over and see us in the question and answer, just come on over and we're happy to see you then. So we'll just